Hey everyone, it's Casey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a writing video. So I'm going to be showing you guys my writing setup and where I write every day, and what kind of tools or whatnot I have always at my access when I'm writing. So let's leave my bookshelf area and go check out my writing area. So here is the overview of it. I just write on my kitchen table, and I know there's not a lot going on, but I will show you guys like everything. So real quick before I go over everything, if you didn't know, I am participating in Camp NaNoWriMo this July, and I will be continuing my book that I started during November's NaNoWriMo. So I have about 30,000 words. It's a romance novel, and I did like a whole I'm doing Camp NaNoWriMo announcement where I talk a little bit more about my book, so I will leave that link below. So my goal for Camp NaNoWriMo is not a word count goal, it's an hourly goal, and I want to write 30 minutes every day. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but I've been really inconsistent with my writing. So my plan for July is to be consistent and to write every single day. Now, I know that sometimes I'm going to write more than 30 minutes, and then other times it may be a struggle to get my 30 minutes in if I'm traveling or over, 4th of July or things like that. But I just really want to make a commitment to my writing because it's something I enjoy. It's a creative outlet for me. And yeah, I just really want to finish this book. It needs a lot of editing. I've been rereading it, the part I have so far. And of course it needs editing. But I'm really proud of it so far. I really want to just be more consistent and put my writing forward and then hopefully finish this. I doubt in July, but within the next couple months, and then look at publishing it and figuring out what I want to do with it. But anyway, that was a long rambling note. So here's my setup that I'll be using in July for Camp NaNoWriMo. So first and most importantly is obviously my laptop. This is a really old laptop. It's probably like 5 or 6 years old, and it's starting like the actual screen is starting to come apart from the computer keyboard, which is really scary. So I think one of my rewards or whatever, if I do end up publishing this book, is I want to get a new computer. So I have that, and then I also have a mouse because sometimes I find these to be easier than my built-in mouse that you have to use your fingers for. I hate that thing. And then I also have a notebook that I have just right beside me. I really like this notebook. It's got cats in space. And so I will have this right beside me so I can write down notes or things like that, but I also will take it into work. So I can write scenes or, ideas, things that come up when I'm at work, because I only have a 30-minute lunch, so I don't take my computer in because I can't, with eating, and I don't really have time to also write. But sometimes I will write, handwrite it, and then come back home and type it up and everything. So I have that, and the next thing I have is this little organization thing that says stolen office supplies. I think it's so cute, and I use this to just kind of corral all my office supplies. So I don't know if I can show you without it all tipping. Yeah, kind of. So I just have some pins in there and post-its. I like to use post-it notes. I use them when I outline, and I will also just jot down notes and things like that. So I use a lot of post-its in my writing, and so then I have just different colored pens or highlighters, because sometimes I like to write in different colors depending on what character and things like that. I don't know. I just want to have everything accessible to me, so I don't have an excuse to get up and oh, let me get this highlighter or whatever, No, you have it. And then I only have a couple other things normally beside me. One thing that I do like to do is light a candle. I don't really light candles all that often, but I think that it's a fun way to kind of set the scene that I'm writing. One thing that I really like to do is create a writing atmosphere. So I like to do a lot of like habits that kind of put me in the mood, like, oh, okay, we're lighting a candle, now it must be time to write. So that's what I do. I use candles when I write. I don't really use them any other time than that. But this is like a ginger one. I don't know, I've never lit it before. It smells pretty good. So and then I also just have a coaster. This is a cute Gilmore Girls one. It says Alice Pancake World with a Chinese takeout box. So anyway, so because I normally do have a drink, so like water, pop is a normal one. Sometimes I'll have like tea or iced tea, but I normally do have a drink. And then I like to also have a snack, like Cheez-Its or pretzels or something like that. And I like to have it be a snack that I can only eat when I'm writing. I find that, again, that helps kind of set the mood, like, oh, okay, now, you know, I can have my special snack now that I'm writing. I don't know, but it's kind of a fun thing to do too. So that's normally what I have. Then on my computer, I'll normally have Spotify opened because I do like to listen to music. I actually have 2 Spotify playlists specifically for the book I'm writing. One is a happy one and one is a sad one. So if I'm writing like a breakup scene, I can listen to that one. And I know some people listen to like classical music or instrumental, like music without words, because for some people they can't like have the words going on, it distracts them. But the songs on my playlist are mostly like country hits that I really like and have inspired my book. And I know them so well that the lyrics don't distract me, you know, in any sort of way. So I always have to have some sort of music going on. One thing I can't have when I'm writing is a TV on. That is one thing that will distract me. So normally it's just music and those 2 playlists. So my book right now is in Word. That's what I've been using. And when I did NaNoWriMo successfully in like 2014, and for that one I wrote in Google Docs, which I like because, you know, it automatically backs up and everything. But one thing I didn't like was then when it was finished and I transferred it into Word, there were a lot of formatting errors. But that was like, again, like 5 years ago. So maybe I wouldn't have that issue now. But just to save time, I just write directly into Word, and then I will, at the end of a writing session, I'll email it to myself through Gmail, so that way it's kind of like a backup too, in case my computer does like hit the dust. So I will do that every time I'm done out of a writing session. This time, I'm going to try a technique I learned in Lauren Graham's book, Talking as Fast as I Can. She talks about writing, and she talks about this method that she used where you write for a set amount of time, like say an hour, and then you have 2 documents open. You have the document like that you're supposed to be writing, so your book, and then you have another document that you can write whatever else you want. You can write like diary entries, you can write your grocery list, you can write scenes for a different book, whatever. So for that hour that you're dedicated to writing, you can't do anything. You can't be on your phone. You can't be on the internet. You're either writing in your book, in the document that you're supposed to be writing, or you're allowed to write in the second document. So you could write your diary entry or your grocery list or things like that, just as long as you're writing in one of those. And then after your hour's done, then you take a break. And if you want to write more, you can. But if you don't want to write more, then that's okay. You've written for your hour. Even if you've written 0 words for your book and only have like a freakishly long and detailed grocery list, you know, at least you've written for an hour. So I'm going to try that and see how it works for me. Because sometimes I do get distracted with the internet or with phones or, you know, just anything. So I want to try that and see if it kind of helps. So I will probably do a video in like a couple weeks after I've tried it to let you guys know what I thought of it and if I will continue doing that technique or if it's not for me. So that is it for my writing setup. I know it's pretty kind of minimalist. I don't really have a ton going on, and I don't even have a dedicated desk for my writing, but it works. And you know, the most important thing is that I'm doing it. One thing I forgot to mention is normally on this wall right beside me, I will have my outline like put up. I like to do my outlines with Post-it notes on a really big piece of poster board, and then I will just like tape that to the wall and have it right beside me. And I think I'm gonna do a whole video about my outline because I don't know. Because I want to. So, enough said. One last thing I forgot to mention is that normally I will write here, but sometimes on the weekends or after work or something, I will go to Starbucks or like Books A Million. They have a cafe, and I will write there. But I find that to be distracting. And so normally I do that just to have like a change of scenery and just to get out with people, even though I'm not like talking to anyone, but you know, at least like there's people around. But I find that I don't do my best writing there because I do get to be a little distracted, people watching and things like that. So I don't do it too often, but I will do it maybe once or twice a week just to kind of get me out in the world a little bit. But yeah, so that is it for my setup. Let me know down below what your guys' setup looks like. Do you have like special snacks that you can only eat when you're writing, or do you write on your couch in your bed or something like that? So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you like that I'm doing a little bit more writing videos and letting you know that side of myself. But yes, please subscribe, and yeah, let me know, like I said, down below about your writing setup. I wish you all best of luck if you're doing Camp NaNoWriMo, or just best of luck if you're writing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.